To better understand the experiential side of how climate systems and human systems are interacting right now, we've come up with kind of a crazy idea to do a transect across the Himalaya to look at how climate change is impacting human health.
I remember hearing whispers about this trip throughout last year, and I knew I was going to apply for it the day the applications came out.
The trip was called Lumbini to Manthang, and that's the geographic region that we span.
Nepal is such a diverse country. There's these really diverse ecological regions, really diverse ethnic groups.
The general overview of the trip was to explore how changes in climate are affecting both the environment and society and culture in Nepal. This trip really helped understand how climate change has global impacts. There are so many things that are going on around the world that we are never going to be aware of if we don't go and explore and seek to understand how these changes and issues impact people.
To give some context, a lot of Nepal is made up of the Himalayas. Around 2 billion people globally rely on the Himalayas for their water, food. This region is particularly vulnerable to climate change. Temperatures are actually increasing at a faster rate in Nepal than the global average. We saw different effects of climate change everywhere we went. We started in Lumbini, which is the flatland region of Nepal, so a lot of agriculture.
One of the most prevalent issues that was repeated in almost everywhere we went is overall changing weather patterns. Nepal and the entire Indian subcontinent experiences monsoons every year. It's a natural weather pattern that causes intense rainfall.
If you just look at rain data in Nepal, you don't see the amount of rain on a given year is increasing. But you talk to people and everyone is saying rain is getting worse.
Due to human-induced climate change and general climate change, there's a lot more rainfall in much less time. So that represents throughout the country in floods and changes in crop production, more landslides in the middle foothills area.
When we were in Pokhara, we saw the site of where a really big landslide occurred, and we had some really interesting conversations with people about the PTSD from these natural disasters. The whole globe is experiencing climate change, but that doesn't mean that solutions to even the same problem look the same in every place. In the kind of upper regions of Nepal, we saw the effects of water scarcity, lack of snowfall.
The town of Samjong, which is in very northern Nepal, their experience is considered one of the first examples of climate migration that is necessary to avoid climate change. They basically experienced complete water shortage. To me, that was kind of like a switch flipping. Like, oh, this might actually be a thing that becomes commonplace in the world. Actually hearing what they experience and understanding the difficulty of reconstructing and navigating the government and navigating a new territory was all really eye-opening.
It was very interesting speaking to the people in the new Samjong. Even though these new lands that they have do have better road access, better water access, this doesn't take away from the fact that they did have to leave their ancestral homeland for an issue that they didn't cause. And I think that when we talk about climate migration, that issue of cultural heritage, cultural lands can't be forgotten.
Before we went to Nepal, I thought that I understood quite a bit about what was going on there, but my understanding was completely changed by being there. Working with students from other countries is a really awesome experience.
We had students from really every discipline you can think of. I think that this was so crucial. If we don't consider all these different disciplines when we're tackling environmental issues, we're going to miss really big problems.
Throughout the country, we met doctors, we met politicians, we met scientists.
We got to have conversations with locals, people walking down the street that we stopped to talk to, and this was such a unique aspect of the trip. I learned so much more through these conversations than I ever would have expected, and formed friendships that I know are going to last. The L2L Transect was beyond what I ever could have imagined and has really made my Duke experience incredibly special.